Okay, Piano Class 4, here is your guided practice session for the third week of class. So we're going to start out with something new today that we haven't done before, and it's a great way to warm up. This is called arpeggiated tetrads. So tetrad would be the triad and then an octave. And of course, arpeggiated means playing every single note separately. So what we're going to do is we'll play this in triplets, like that, keeping the bottom and the top note as steady in time as we possibly can. And we're just going to play do, mi, so, mi, do, mi, so, mi, do. Alright, you can do this in right hand, or you can do this in left hand, or you can do it hands together. I'll just do right hand for now. Let's do 10 of these together. Alright, starting on C. 2, 3, let's see. 1, 2, ready, play. Nine, 10. Great. And this fingering, 1, 2, 3, 5, is what we want to use, even in the left hand. 1, 2, 3, 5. Let's do left hand. 2, ready, play. And 10. Alright, I use this as a warm-up, these tetrads, all the time. I play them hands together. Here's the way I do it. So let's try this together. I do 5 reps of major, then I lower the third and do 5 reps of minor, and then I lower the fifth and do 5 reps of diminished, and then I raise the third and the fifth and do 5 reps of augmented. Alright, let's give that one a try together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Diminished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Augmented. 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop. Shake your hand out a little bit. Stretch your fingers back. I'm going to give you some great stretches pretty soon, but one of them does include a gentle pressure of your fingers back in each hand, and then just shaking the hands out. Important to do this when you warm up with technique. Left hand, same thing, 5 reps on each one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5, minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Diminished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, augmented. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's try those hands together now. So we were doing hands separately. You might have already been doing it hands together. That's all right. I really advocate a lot of hand separate work because you get a chance to look closely at what your hand is doing and to make sure that the technique looks good, make sure the fingering looks good, make sure the timing is good. Hand separately is a good thing. It's not just a beginner's technique. I practice more than half hands separately of everything I do. Then here's hands together. 1, 2, ready, play. 3, 4, 5, minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, diminished. 4, 5, augmented. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now, the chords that you'd pick are actually going to give you just a slightly different stretch and a different feel. So it's a good idea to try a couple of different keys on this. We did the white, white, white set right there, which could be C or F or G. Let's do a white, black, white set, so that is like D or E or A. I'm going to do this exercise hands together. You can do it hands together with me or hands separately. Either way, whatever you want to do. But same thing, 5 reps on each one. Major, flat the 3rd minor, flat the 5th, diminished, raise from the diminished, the 3rd and the 5th up a half step, up a step, half step here and a whole step here actually, and then it becomes augmented. All right, here we go. Ready? Play. 2, 3, 4, 5, minor. 2, 3, 4, 5, half diminished. Minor's flat 5. It's actually just full diminished because there's no 7. Raise the 3rd half step of the 5, a whole step, augmented. All right, let's do that one again, just a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Ready, play. Minor. Diminished. Augmented. All right, great. Stretching for a second. Now let's take on another chord grouping. Let's do the black, white, black grouping. So we're going to do E flat. This would work for E flat, D flat, and A flat. And this is an interesting one, because the augmented gives you a big stretch. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Major. diminished. Four, five, augmented. All right, those are tetrads. They are a triad with the octave arpeggiated. I do these and either with that Hanon number 1 or Hanon number 6 to warm up every day, and especially if I have a recording session coming up. And I just need to be super sharp that day. I do a really solid half an hour work warm up with that. The other thing I want to mention is that as you're doing these technique exercises, check in with how you're feeling and make sure the wrists are still remaining a little bit loose, the arms are a little bit loose, the elbows are a little bit loose, just enough tension to get you accurate, but not so much tension that you start to get fatigued. All right, great. So those are tetrads. Work on those in C, in E flat, and in D. And then if you want to go on to other keys, you can work on the other keys in a similar group. All right, so the very first assignment code you have to type in is tetrads. T-E-T-R-A-D-S. Tetrads. All right, let's move on to something else now. Now that we're warmed up a little bit, let's keep going with this warm-up. Let's do Hanon. Let's do Hanon number 1, and let's do it in the key of G. Remember, in your assessment coming up, you have to do a Hanon 1 octave up only, hand separately or together, in any key other than C. So let's do G. So that means every time you get to the F, F's got to be sharp. All right, let's play this one about this tempo. All right, there you go. So if you need to pause and figure it out for a second, that's fine. You can come right back. Here we go. I'll count 8 times. So my count-in is going to be 1 note per count. 1, 2, ready, play. There's 1 octave. If you could do that, you've already got part of the test learned. All right, let's try that in G again. 1, 2, ready, play. All right, let's try a tough key. Let's try E. Why not? So we're looking at the E major scale, which has an F sharp, a G sharp, a C sharp, and a D sharp. So we're going to play this slowly. I'm going to play it in the right hand only. If you need to stop and figure it out first, that's fine. If you want to just dive in with me, that's okay too. So we're going to play it do, 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 about that tempo. 1, 2, Hanon number 1 in E. All right, that's the key of E. That's a strange one. Let's move to the left hand and let's do something even more difficult because this is a guided practice session. We're just working on these things. Let's move to the left hand and let's play the key of E flat. So you remember the key of E flat has an E flat, it has an A flat, a B flat, and back to the E flat. So the three black keys we're going to have to worry about are E flat, A flat, and B flat. All right. This is a tricky one. Starts right on a black key, and you got to move your hands up into these. Remember I said that in class, that we're not looking for big wrist swivels. We're looking more for in and out, working in and out of the keys. All right? So here is Hannah number 1 in the key of E flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how I worked my hand in to get that thumb on the A flat? Same thing here. There it is. All right, great. If you're liking these exercises and you want to just do some more, pause the video, do some of these exercises until they feel comfortable to you. The test that we're going to have coming up on Wednesday is going to be Hannah number 1, separately or together, ascending only, any key other than C. Doesn't matter what key, just as long as it's not C. It's also going to have Hannah number 6, separately or together, ascending only, and that one in the key of C. So let's do that exercise. All right, I'm going to play Hannah number 6 for you kind of at a rapid pace right now, just so that you can watch the pattern and get it in your visual sense, and then we'll play it together. That's 1 octave. That's all you need to do. If you decide to do the descending pattern, great. If you decide to do it hands together, great. If you decide to do it in a different key, that's great. If you decide to do it in tenths, the way I did it in class, then that's a cool sound as well. By the way, the second assignment code that you have to type in on Canvas is keys of E and E flat. So just type keys of E and E flat, because those are the 2 weird ones we did Hannah number 1 in. All right, so you've got 2 assignment codes you got to type in now. Let's do Hannah number 6 together. All right, I'll play hands together, and then you can do left or right or hands together, whatever works for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. New starting note. Winds you up on an E, stretch out to the C. Here's F, stretch to the D. right, it's not required to do the descending pattern, but let's do it today as part of this guided practice session. So, starting on G, reaching down to the B. Ready? Go. All right. So that is our warm-up. And that's 20 minutes of the 22 minutes of the guided practice session. The remaining 8 minutes is going to be on scales.